What's up, guys? It's about time. I started making videos again. Anyway, if you watched my Minecraft video, I tried to explain some stuff. So basically, I made... Here, let me show you. I made Asteroids multiplayer, right? And you can like enter in the length of time. So let me just do 1 minute. You can fly around and shoot stuff. You can shoot your friend. Stuff like that, and the other guy is controllable with like these keys. Oh, he has rapid fire. We need to get rid of that. After I just own everybody with it, and then like shows the top at the time remaining at the top right corner. Let me just kill some stuff with my overpowered pistol thing. Pew, 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 pew. So I made this game, and it took me, I made an hour-long video, because I was putting some more stuff in it, and Cam Studio is just like, yeah, I don't feel like compressing it. I'm not even going to give you the option to just like wait 5 days for it to compile and stuff. I'm just going to say I'm not going to record it. And I'm just like, no thanks, why don't you record it? It's just like, nope, and I lose the file. So anyway, once whoever has the highest score of the two gets to put their score into the high score table, and then you go again, 4 minutes, etc. So, since I don't have a backup file, which I should start doing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you every part and sort of explain stuff. So, first off, you want to make sure that you have all these parts here. We have the player 1 ship, the player 2 ship, the 2 colored shots, which is white and red, the 3 size of rocks, player 1 die, which is the white particle explosion. Then you just copy and paste that and make it reddish, like this. Then we have the UFO. So that's it for sprites. Fonts, just make some sort of font for numbers and stuff. And objects. So we have the player 1 object, alright? In create, so in create, you want to add a variable called player 1 score. This is going to be used to determine who has a higher score in between player 1 or player 2. So just add a variable called player 1 score. Everything should already be there. We should have that already in there. That's there. You want to make a collision object for shot 3, which is the case when you get hit by player 2. And then you set the player 2. Alright, so what happens here is when you get shot by player 2, if you're invincible, don't take any damage. If you're not, you die. Player 2 goes up by 100, and you respawn. And you die. So that you want to just make a copy of that from like collision with rock parent and just add this part in. Movement keys are the same. Outside room is the same. That's the same. Player 2, you have to make a variable player or P2 score. You want to make an object for shot 1 when you get shot by player 1, and then have that player 2 thing just replace it with player 1 score or P1 score. Enter, hold on, change, keyboard, keypad, no, key press, enter. Enter will shoot, and these keys move the chip. Alright. We have a shot 3, which is basically like a shot 1, except that when it hits a rock, it causes player 2's score to go up. And also, in shot 1, you want to change this to player 1 score goes up by other.s factor, not just like the regular score, so just player 1 score. Alright, rocks didn't change. Rock maker didn't change. Rock parent didn't change. Score. Okay, so we have the score here. It creates a player 1 object. It creates a player 2 object. I need to sneeze. I can mute my mic. Okay. That creates player 2 object. Alright, here we go. When alarm equals 2, this causes the game to end. And, yeah. So, it says if player 1's score is larger than player 2's score, then it makes score player 1's score, because player 1 has a larger score. Similarly, if player 2's score is larger than player 1's score, it'll take player 2's score, and if they're the same, just take player 1's score because they're the same, so it doesn't even really matter. Then you show the highest score table so that they can put the score in and restart the game. Simple as pie. That's this blah 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 blah. So yeah, you make sure you put player 2 dot P2 score and player 1 dot P1 score, like that, or else it won't work. And also similarly in here. Alright, in the step event, you set variable time to -1. Alright, time, yeah. That. Game start. Here we use the code, and here we ask the player to add in the length of time for the game. And you say in minutes. So you make a variable called time, and get integer will cause that box thing to appear. And here's the default game time, which is 4 minutes. Alright? So just time equals get underscore integer, this stuff right here. Then you add in the what you're going to ask the person, which is this part right here, the message, and the default value. Then you want to convert time into minutes. So you take time, you multiply it by 60, and then you multiply it by 30. I had this thing of thought when I was making it, but I can't remember because I like raged after Camp Studio. Just was like, nope, I'm not recording. So yeah, maybe it's because you multiply it by the number of seconds. Yeah, because yeah. So I think it does it something in milliseconds, and there's So there's 60 seconds in a minute, but the room speed is 30. So I think you just convert it to seconds, multiply it by the room speed. That's what it was. I wonder if that works. Hopefully it does. I timed it. And then once you set alarm 2 to time, so that once time runs out, it ends the game. And then you draw. You make the font thing. You set the color to white so you can see it. And then you draw the variable of time at 0, 0 so that people can see it. Wait a second. For a second. Alright, let me just mute my mic here. Yeah. Okay, now I have a beeping noise in my head because I'm talking to you and not to the people on TeamSpeak. So then you have Explode 2, which would be created when player 2 dies. UFO, we should have already made. If we didn't, I'm sorry, then just tell me in the comments. Alright. Then we went over views, and this beeping sound is getting annoying. You know what? Show. Stop beeping. Yes! Sound muted. Okay, ooh. Full screen. So here's the room. Basically still the same. Put score there, whatever that thing, the rock maker, and our 2 little people thing. Except they're not really little, sort of. Zoom in. Oh, this is the farthest you can zoom in. Okay, enough of that. So you want to go to views, right? And you want to enable the use of views. And what we do is we made 3 views. Right? View 0. Alright, I don't know if you can see them with this thing. Alright, so view 0 and view 1 are both in this box right here. Views let you see a certain part of the room and you can like project it on the screen. So instead of seeing the whole room and having a little tiny game window, you have a bigger game window where you can only see this part of the room. So you see the view in a room, you can change the width and height of the box. Alright. And you can also tell it where it starts off, and then you can tell it to where it appears on the screen. Now, if the thing on the screen extends farther than your screen width, I don't know how you can find out your screen width, then your game screen will crash, which is what happened to my first game ever. I'm really disappointed now. So you have to play around with that so that you can see that both screens. Like here, say I told it to port at 481 to be right next to or below the view 0. So view 0 is above view 1, so you just tell it to, alright, and object following, view 1 is following player 2. This is the distance it has to be from the edge to follow it. Basically, I just said it has to be in the middle, so it's always following it in the middle, unless it's hitting the edge of the room. And it follows player 2, view 0, follows player 1 with the same values. View 2 is this box up here. It's so that everybody can always see the time, and I made it overlap view 0's view so that everybody could see it at all times, even if you're moving over here. So it's sort of like a HUD thing. And it doesn't have to be as big, because it just needs to see the time that appears here. Put on screen, it's just in view 0 a bit, and it's not following anything. So that takes care of views. And that's basically what happened. So hopefully that got everything done with. I can't remember what I was going to do next, except probably add power-ups and power-ups and power-ups. I don't know. I'm feeling very lazy right now because it's summer. Summer makes people feel very lazy. Let's see. What do I have going on? League of Legends. Nope, nobody's on. Okay. You know what? Let's start making some power-ups. All right. So first power-up allows you to see where your opponent is. Yeah, that's a good power-up. So, or you could just always have it on, you know. Yeah, let's do that. So what you want to do is you want to make a new sprite. You want to call this Arrow 1, because it's the first one. You want to edit the sprite, make a new sprite, make it 16 by 16. Say OK, and now you want to go in here, put the grid on, and make an arrow looking thing that's white. So first, make the background black so you can easily see the white, and make your arrow lines like this, or however you want to make your arrow lines. There we go. And then we just erase the color. We erase black. We say OK. Show it. There's the arrow. Center the sprite and say OK. Now we make a new object. We call this object Arrow 1. And we give it the Arrow 1 sprite. And we say step, and then you give it basically, you can copy player 1's thing into here, except you say Arrow 1. So now I have to remember 72, of course. It's always 72. So now you open back up your arrow, you make an animation rotation sequence counterclockwise. Number of frames will equal 72, and you want to go 360 degrees. This will cause our arrow to start spinning, which is what we want. Center that junk. Okay, go back into our arrow. The Arrow 1 will always follow player 1. So in the step event, closing this thing, we want it to always jump to player 1.x player1.y. Okay. Excuse me. Actually, arrow 1 is sticking on player 2 because it's a white arrow, and so you want to know where player 1 is because it's a white arrow. So that's easy, just change all player 1s to player 2. Simple as cake. Now, you also want to put in this move towards thing, where you move towards player1.x tab player1.y with a speed of 0. This will make the arrow hopefully move in the right direction. Yeah. So now we take our arrow, we stick it in here, and we run the game and see what we've done. Okay, so as you can see, our red fella right there has an arrow that's always pointing towards player 1. So now we can always find them when we want to kill them. The only problem is it's covering up our beautiful artwork of the ship that's basically just pixel art. And some people may not want that because they want to see their beautiful ship and not some random arrow that's always pointing at their enemy, even though that's pretty helpful. So, what we want to do is close the room, open up arrow 1, edit the image, and cut. There's probably an easier way to do this. I'm just lazy. Or I guess not lazy. I don't know. I just don't care right now. And then you want to resize the canvas, not keeping aspect ratio, however, moving the arrow towards that way and making the width 64. Like that. So now our arrow is here, right? So now you are happy with it, and you keep the origin where it is. Wait, we are not happy with it actually. We are far from happy because we need to resize canvas even more. And we must make the height 64 as well. Like that. Okay? And then you center it like that. And you save and you run the game again. So actually you wanted to keep aspect ratio. So that puts the arrow a little bit far. Oh, wait, you know what I forgot? We need to make our rotation sequence go counterclockwise with the blah 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 72. Like that. Okay, centering and action. And then we go, and then we do that. And, ooh. Alright, so now it doesn't know where player 1 is. That's because he's dead. So we can always just hold down that. Now it doesn't know where player 2 is because it's dead, so it's just going to keep on complaining, like that. But now player 1 exists. Now we're dead. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. You want to say in the arrow thingy, test the instance of player 1s. How many player 1s are there? If there are not 0 player 1s, then you can do that. And similarly, you can say if there's not 0 player 2, you can do that. So that if there is 0, you can just skip over it, therefore causing no errors, or you can turn off errors in the above thing, etc. thingy. Now we want to make a player 2 arrow after we find out, or I guess the player 1 arrow that follows player 2 after we make sure that this arrow works. It seems to be working. Grand. And it will always point towards our little friend there. So what happens if we die? Let's try dying. I am failing at killing myself. Okay, I died. And there's our arrow, and it just sticks there. You know? Okay. Perfect. Now let's make another one to make everything fair. Alright, so we're going to duplicate our arrow. Duplicate and call it arrow 2. We're going to edit this sprite and we are going to colorize. I don't think you can colorize. Nope, you can't colorize white. What happens if you invert it? Okay. Set alpha from file. What does that mean? It's all disappearing like. That almost looks cool, but I don't understand what it means. We can do black and white. Lol. Okay. Glow. Let's do that because I don't feel like doing it the right way. And that looks pretty cool either way. Oh yeah. So basically, because I don't think you people, if you don't have Pro Edition, can use glow, you could just cut, color the first one red, go back to animation, rotation sequence, counterclockwise 72, and you're done. Now we can duplicate arrow 1, duplicating, and switch this thing to arrow 2 and put in here arrow 2. You change it from arrow 1 to arrow 2, and then you say player 1 here, player 2 there. We could have just switched them around, but I didn't want to do that. Why? I don't know. Switch the numbers from 1 to 2, and then switch these numbers from 2 to 1. Like that. Okay, save, go back to the room, put in the arrow, check, save the game, run the game. I shouldn't really save the game because I don't know. Alright, so now they're pointing at each other. Isn't that grand? And I'm going to go into full screen and kill this alien, hopefully. There you are, you. Stop shooting at me. Why can't I catch up? Oh, I see how it is. You can die. You can just die. Stop getting them away, Rock. Oh, this is exciting. So now, we always know. Ugh. Gah! I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. Stop chasing me. How did I miss? Come here. I'm going to lose this game before it's over. I have 4 minutes less because I've already been wasting time. Die. Yes! Okay. So now let's go to some random place. And we always know where our friend is because we have our helpful arrow. And we can also screen look, but it's hard when everything else is black. So we're going to come here, and look, we could still find him. Isn't that grand? And then we can just back up very slowly, pointing towards the arrow, and miss. If we can just point towards the arrow like that. Except I don't think I shot him. Did I shoot him? Yes, I shot him. So yeah, that's all you have to do. Pew! Except it's that way. No, it was ow. So yeah. Now you have it. Alright. So if you need any more help, I can try to help you because that thing with the hour-long thing is just, oh my god, IDD powers activate. Don't forget to save your game. Please subscribe if you already subscribed. Thank you very much. Excuse me, we'll work on more power-ups next time. Over the summer, I'll be showing how to do the first-person shooter, like the one I made. And then that'll be for Pro Edition users, and we'll be doing racing games if I don't come over with the strange disease of laziness. It usually happens around summertime. It's very common. Very common. Very common. Okay, distraction. So I already blah blah blah, and now I need to stop recording. I will see you next time.